Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Gigi and today we're going to be talking about and learning some drawing warm-ups. Ever notice that your first drawings or sketches of the day are always a bit off or stiff? For art in general, proper warm-up before you dive into your artwork is needed for improving and bettering your art. In art school, I never heard of warming up for drawing until I went to my life drawing class in college. I used to think that warming up was something that athletes, dancers, and performers did. Let's put it this way. If you want to run a marathon or practice doing a headstand, you have to warm up those muscles and really train those muscles first, right? Now, warming up isn't all about the muscles. Your eyes and your brain also need time to get everything going and firing correctly. Now, not warming up before a drawing lesson isn't quite as dramatic or intensive, but it can still lead to a lot of wasted time and a lot of frustration, especially if you haven't been sketching for a while or are just starting out really in drawing. Now, on top of the warm-ups, I can't stress enough to stay hydrated. Keep water, tea, some kind of drink by you, so that way while you're drawing, do your warm-ups, you remember to stay hydrated. And for this, we're going to go over the why and how to be able to do these warm-ups. I hope you enjoy them. Now, we're not going to need a lot of materials for today's lesson, but the materials you will need are a pencil, pen or black marker, paper or sketchbook, and you. So now that we got the materials out of the way, now it comes down to the big question of why. Why do we draw before we start drawing? What's the point? Doing some simple training exercises, or what we'll refer to them as warm-ups, before you bring out your fancy expensive paper and start to draw will make a huge difference in your work. Firstly, it will warm up the parts of your body you need to do for drawing. Your line work will be more secure and steady after a few minutes of practice. Secondly, it will give your body a chance to switch gears from being more art focused. Our brain processes information during our everyday life differently than when we're making art. If we focused on every little detail, texture, or line when we walk around in public or in your home, it would completely overload our brain. So taking some time to have your brain and body is essential to really get those gears going and also switch over. This also improves muscle memory over time. Now, how long should I do a warm-up? A couple minutes with these few exercises will work. Just as musicians practice their chords, we're starting off with smaller, simpler elements of drawing that you will use in the majority of your drawings. Ideally, you'll be practicing your exercises not just as a warm-up, but separately as a training in its own right. While that might sound like a lot of time and effort, for this sort of practice, you won't have to concentrate all that much for these warm-ups. You could do this during a commercial break for your favorite TV show, or simply do this while listening to music. In short, these warm-ups help you invest time in yourself and your artwork. Now let's dive into learning about those warm-ups. Our first warm-up is going to be called Sunburst. We take our pencil and paper and you're going to make one dot randomly on the piece of paper with your pencil. From that dot, you're going to start drawing lines going out from it. Don't move the paper for this exercise. This is to help your muscles from your wrists draw straighter lines in any direction for where your hand and pencil are. For a quick warm-up, you could repeat this 3 times. For a longer warm-up, I would repeat this about 6 times. Really also vary the sizes too. That'll help you if you have a large paper or canvas, or make them small for the smaller paper. It really all depends on the work size that you're going to be doing. Our second warm-up is called circles or halos. We're going to take our pencil and draw a tiny circle on the paper. From there, we're going to draw circles around that one, slowly getting bigger and bigger while trying to keep the same distance from the inner circle. So you want to make sure that they look like almost like rings on a tree. Much like the first one, if you want a quick one or a quick warm-up, do 3 of them. If you want a longer one, do 6. For our third exercise, we're going to be drawing ellipses, or as I like to call them, galaxies. We're going to use the same concept as the second exercise, but instead we're going to be drawing ovals or ellipses instead. Keeping the same theme, to do a quick exercise, you can do 3 of them. If you want to take a little bit longer, do 6. Our fourth warm-up is parallel lines. Much like the sunburst exercise helped us make straight lines, this warm-up helps to do the same and train our eyes and hands to keep the lines straight and parallel to each other. So you'll take your pencil and start drawing 10 parallel lines going in one direction. Then you're going to overlap those lines and draw another 10 parallel lines going in another direction. You will repeat this overlapping process 4 times, and that'll complete one set of parallel lines for this warm-up. For a quick warm-up, you're going to do 3 sets of parallel lines. For a longer warm-up, I would recommend doing 6. Our fifth warm-up is pretty quick and simple. We're just going to draw squares and rectangles. This warm-up is focusing on drawing quick squares and rectangles with quick movements of the hand. You're going to fill up the spaces with large and small rectangles as much as possible. The sixth warm-up is tracing circles. This warm-up is drawing overlapping circles without taking your pencil off the paper. Drawing one circle and then starting and keeping your pencil on the paper and trace over that circle for 2 to 3 seconds. Fill up the space with as many of these as possible. This last warm-up is really important for those who like to draw people or faces. This warm-up will help drawing other 3D objects as well. So you're going to draw a sphere and then you're going to make a cross going through it. Now think of it almost like a head shape, where the intersection of the cross or the middle of the cross is going to be where our focal point is going to, where the eyes are going to go to. For this exercise, you're going to fill up the space as much as possible with these, making some big, making some small. And there you have it. These are some quick warm-ups that I use before I start my artwork. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. We'll see you next time.